Very weird.
T3 Media.
Through the media.
I'm ready when you are.
Cool, let's do it.
We are back, guys, for another episode of We Got Your Vote, coming in hot on a Sunday. she was like, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm ready when you are. She's like, yeah.
Wait.
And I just, boom, wake up. So what do we do on We Got Your Vote? Well, in the community tab, every week I post questions that are usually related to or just totally based on our main topics from the previous episode on Wednesday that streams on Wednesday evenings. And we discuss some polling questions that I collect from you guys. Sometimes it's based on those trending topics. Sometimes it's just like a spur of the moment, like a major question I put on that's come up with the top of my head. And that's why I put the phrase major question. Okay, backstory real quick. I knew a guy who said that all the time. Every time he was about to start monologuing like I'm doing now, he would always start it with major question. And then he would go off for like 30 minutes. So that's what I decided to call him this week. Major question. So we got a couple major questions this time around. We got a lot of feedback from you guys. Amy, what is the first major question for We Got Your Vote?
Major question. With all the back and forth between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, is it fair that Warner Brothers would have Depp removed from Fantastic Beasts and not remove Heard from Aquaman? 65% said he should stay, she should go. 21% said both should stay on their projects. 13% said they both should go, and 1% said she should stay, he should go. Matt Drummond chimed in with IDGAF.
There were a lot. I mentioned this yesterday. There were a lot of
honesty.
comments. What do you think?
I am surprised and not surprised.
At which one?
I feel like everybody's jumping really hard on Team Johnny Depp. I feel like there's like a piece of this story I'm missing or something, because my instinct, I'm siding with like our third place vote of they both should go. Like right. If we're drawing the line of if there is any...
I'm all for just consistency.
Yeah, if there is evidence that you have been a part of domestic abuse, like if you have perpetrated domestic abuse, to be specific, if you have been a domestic abuser, you don't get to work at Warner Brothers.
Right.
Like, there's been evidence that they've both been abusive. And I don't feel like... I feel like people... And again, if I'm missing a big piece of this puzzle, please let me know. But
I don't think you're missing anything at all. I think that at the very beginning of it, that evidence, that big piece of evidence that came out when Johnny Depp started releasing those recordings, that was, I think people just jumped on the bandwagon of, see, sometimes the woman can be the aggressor, and they just and some people just only focused on that.
Yeah, and I agree that, like, I'm not saying she should get off scot-free for that. Right. If she's also the aggressor in these situations, if it's a double-edged sword, then they should both be punished. Like, she should not get off easy because she's a woman abusing a man. I absolutely agree with that. Nor should he get off easy because it looked like it was just him and then it turned out to be both of them. Like, that's not a reason to just completely wash our hands of the allegations against him.
Exactly.
I am surprised by how many people think he should keep his job but are like vehemently anti-Amber Heard.
I think people just like you said, I think people just, the second that they could latch on to it does, the guy isn't always the abuser. It didn't matter if a year later or 6 months later or the next day that if evidence came up that he did, cause a lot of trauma, drama, whatever you want to call it, abuse as well. It wouldn't have mattered because people already got the narrative that they wanted. I feel like that's a little bit of what's happening for the most part. The other part of it is we've lived with Johnny Depp for experienced him and enjoyed his work for so long. So that love and that hardcore fan base is probably dug in. They want to.
It's hard to admit your favorite might be problematic.
Yeah.
But I also think it is not fair to use your love of their work And I'm not even saying you can't watch Johnny Depp movies. I'm saying you need to be open to the fact that like he might not be perfect either.
Two things can be true. He can be a great actor and be a jerk. I mean, people don't understand that.
Lots of people have done it.
Yeah. I'm one of them. I'm a jerk sometimes. But all right. What do we? I love Matt Drummond's. I don't give a. That was. I just had to throw that one in. That was just too funny. Because that's kind of. I feel like that's kind of how we all should kind of look at it. Like, okay, it's enough. All right. What's the next one?
Anya Taylor-Joy is on a bit of a rise lately, choosing to play unique characters in different genres. So far, what is her most memorable role? 39% said Thomasin in The Witch. 31% said Casey Cook in Split and Glass. 16% said Beth Harmon in Queen's Gambit. 8% said Morgan and 6% said Emma. I literally was watching Queen's Gambit and did the...
You finally started watching, huh?
I did. I watched a bit. I don't know chess that well, like that. So I was kind of like, I feel like I'm missing things. But I definitely did the like, okay, wait, no, where do I? And then I realized it was The Witch. I agree. I would vote The Witch. She is, when I remember, I just watched that recently for Halloween and we absolutely did the like, that actress is going to like blow up very, very soon. Like she's so good in that. She's like, it's such a powerhouse performance from such a young actress that it is just one of those like, oh, this is just a matter of you finding like that star making role. And I think Queen's Gambit could be it to some degree for her, at least really helping launch her career into like bigger and bigger projects because that is such a showcase for her.
I agree. I feel like what I'm about to say is gonna be that jerk coming out of me again. But I'm gonna like bear with me because I'm gonna spoiler alert. I love this actress now, and I think you're right. I think Queen's Gambit finally like cemented it. What's the word? Solidified. What's the word? Cemented. That. Yeah. Cemented. Solidified. I feel like that was because when I put that together, I was going through her IMDb. I was like. I saw The Witch. I don't think I finished it. I saw most of it. I still have to finish it to the very right at the very end, and I didn't finish it. And I was like, oh, that was her. Because now I'm looking at that scene where she's doing the peekaboo thing with the brother, and I'm like, that was her. Then I looked on the next one, Casey Cook, Split and Glass, 2 movies that I also saw and loved. And I'm like, that was her. It's like all of these roles I've seen her in. And I saw Morgan, and I liked that movie too. And I was like, but I also like the other actress in that movie is also on my list. But so I forgot that Anya Taylor was in that movie. But I thought about like that was Morgan.
She's impressive because she has a pretty distinctive look, but I feel like she also disappears in these roles really impressively.
You put it perfect. You put it way better than I probably was. Thank you for saving me because you put it exactly the way I wanted to say it.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was jumping on what you're saying.
Oh yeah, no, thank you because I was probably gonna say something worse. But yeah, you're right. She kind of vanishes. She kind of disappears a little bit, and maybe it's because she disappears. She's good at becoming the character. I felt like if I was gonna watch the New Mutants that she was in, it took forever. That I think maybe that would have been the role that would have probably helped me remember her a little bit better because I saw all those movies and she just vanished in my mind. But now that when I saw Queen's Gambit, I'm like, oh, I'm never forgetting her. That performance but at the same time, you're talking to a state chess champion, chess teacher. So I mean, I have a little bit of history with the game. So me and Joy were watching it. I was geeking out more than she was. She was just enjoying the story. I was like, "Oh, you better not move there because you got you." I was totally like I was diving in. I could tell when she was like in some parts of the movies when she's concentrating and visualizing things. It was taking me back. I'm like, I know that feeling. I know what she's doing. So if you are a chess, this is gonna be my review. I got to do a review on this. I'm gonna have my board set up. I'm gonna talk about this. But if you are, long story short, if you're a chess player or you play in tournaments and stuff, this is the movie that you should watch. You will not be disappointed. So, but yeah, I agree with. I guess I agree with the witch with being the most popular because I think.
I mean, you literally didn't remember she was in it, so.
But from what I saw, I mean, I can because I know that's the one that's mostly talked from everything on the list. I think the witch is the most talked about, so I'm not surprised that it won, and I'm not surprised that Glass and Split were number 2. But
I feel like Queen's Gambit. I feel like now that the world has sort of. I feel like mellowed from the election. I feel like Queen's Gambit's going to pick up some steam.
It better because I feel like it deserves it. At least I finished that. I didn't even finish.
Like I think it's going to be a word of mouth thing for sure.
It's a word of mouth. Go see it, guys, and check out my. I'm going to give a binge review of it shortly, sometime this week.
Up next. We asked, out of the names that have been floated around, who should be the next host of Jeopardy? 67% said Ken Jennings, 19% said George Stephanopoulos, 8% said Laura Coates, 6% said Alex Faust, and Justin Stockholm commented, suggest Josh McCouga. Is that right?
From Josh McCouga from I would say that you are the Josh McCouga of Talking Through the Medias because on Collider, Josh is like, for one, he hates horror movies. Like you can't.
I watched so many horror movies last month. You can't even throw that in my face.
But they forced him to watch horror movies in VR, and it's like video of him just and he is so funny, and he's like one of the best hosts that they had on Collider before they had all that drama over there. And I think the show got infinitely better when they added him on. So that's what I'm saying. You're the Josh McCouga of Talking Through the Media. That's where I was kind of going with it. And I think Collider is kicking themselves for letting him go because the second, like a week or two after he was let go from Collider, then he got his own TV show.
Well,
you can't
go
leave
ahead
me,
and
Amy.
so I can get mine. But as far as Jeopardy, I feel like Ken Jennings feels like the emotionally right choice.
It's the only choice, Amy.
But I could see them wanting to go with someone with like actual like host background.
George.
Like more of an actual,
I would never even consider George Stephanopoulos until he suggested himself. And then I was like, I guess because
you can't suggest yourself, my dude.
He did. He totally did. He's like, throw my hat in that ring. Because I work for the network. You better hire me. I think that's what. But
someone with a similar like host experience does make sense. So I don't know, but I could see why Jennings would sort of, especially to like the hardcore fans, feel kind of like the right emotional choice.
The way he crushed it, I think he was the first one to make $1 million off of Jeopardy. Was that his? Wow. Something like that. And I remember reading that Alex Trebek said that he would like a woman to replace him. I thought I saw what's that guy's name? He's a scientist. He's always educated.
Could be so many people.
Is it Tyson? Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Oh yes.
I thought he was throwing his name in the hat, but he was just giving showing love to Alex Trebek because I saw him with a Jeopardy sign on Twitter, and I was like, that's perfect. It should be him. And then I was like, okay, no, it's just. He was just showing love to Alex, but
he's got better science things to do.
He's got science stuff to talk about. But what's next?
We asked what should Warner Brothers do about their lack of consistency situation in regards to Johnny Depp, Ezra Miller, and Amber Heard cases and accusations. Regarding that inconsistency, 79% said provide a statement explaining their termination protocol. 11% said do nothing, fire who they want, no explanation needed. And 10% said take a poll of fan reaction before doing anything. James Merlot says it genuinely sickens me how Warner Brothers could treat Johnny like this. See, I disagree. I understand their decision. I just don't understand how their decision connects to other people in their major films who have been accused of similar things.
Right. I agree. The consistency is just, it's going to irk me until, I think you said that you think they might say something.
I feel like the boycott Aquaman stuff with Amber Heard is getting so out of hand. I feel like there probably will be a statement at some point. I don't know if it's going to be particularly satisfying or even anything concrete. I could see getting just a real
If they
sort
say
of
anything.
a lot of sound and fury with no actual statement made when it comes right down to it. I could see one of those coming out, kind of press release, but we'll see.
One of those press releases that just covers their butts, but still makes that hardcore fan because Johnny, no, it's just you're never gonna please them all at the same time.
But no, I'm sorry, 10% who said it. They should not take a poll of fan reaction.
Listen to the.
I love you guys. We should not be making decisions that have like hard and fast effects over people's lives. That's why like legal lawyers and legal teams exist.
I'm not gonna spend all this money.
Not saying like CEOs always make the best decisions. I'm just saying like a bunch of rabid Johnny Depp fans like overtaking a poll, or a bunch of rabid anybody fans. Like I've seen what the internet can do.
Yeah.
And what the internet can do is scary and not necessarily in the best interest of anybody.
Right.
So
if the internet had it its way, Bella Thorne would probably be in Aqua. Bringing her up for no reason. Why did I do that? I don't know. But I agree.
And YouTube went down on Wednesday night, and we asked, when YouTube went down, how did you find out? It's like when JFK was assassinated.
Where were you when YouTube
Where were
went
you?
down?
You'll tell your grandkids, where were you when
It
YouTube
was a
went down?
stormy night. Oh, Joe Biden was just elected.
Gather round, kids. Pop, tell me the story.
Gather round the Snapchat children. I'll tell you a tale.
Why is Grandpa a witch?
Quickly.
Gather round. I don't like Grandpa.
Who wants some peanut butter? But
Pop, you're scaring me.
But let's see. When YouTube went down, so I posted that at the last minute, and I was just curious. So 85% said I was trying to watch a video.
Bummer.
And that's how I found out. 7% said trying to watch something on YouTube TV. 5% said Twitter. 2%, I Googled it, and nobody found out the way I found out, from a text from a friend.
And that friend's name?
Amy Newman was like, hey, YouTube down. I'm like, oh, that explains.
Well, because we were literally going to live stream that night. So I was like, this might be actually relevant beyond me being mad I can't find the fitness blender workout I was looking for.
You know how crazy I am? The whole time YouTube TV I was watching YouTube TV at the time, and it was spinning, and I was also trying to watch a video on my phone at the same time because I'm a weirdo, a millennial, I guess, and that wasn't working either. And it didn't dawn on me until you brought it up, like, this might affect the show. And I'm like, and I was like, oh my. So that's why we decided to pre-record it and just instead of live streaming like normal. So damn you, YouTube, gather around.
Gather around.
And next time we'll film live on Facebook.
Pop the witch has a potion for you.
I'll tell you a tale of Johnny Depp. Anyway, was that the last one?
That was it. That was the whole kit and caboodle.
Thank you guys for like partaking in my weird pop character. Maybe I'll dress up one day and maybe I'll bring that guy back. Gather around the webcam, children. Put your phones closer, and we'll talk about streaming. But I can't keep the character going. But guys, remember, keep checking out the community tab. That's where we post most of these questions. These are questions that are linked to the main topics that we talk about on the week, so try to get your opinions on them, and we talk about them right here on either We Got Your Mail on Saturdays or We Got Your Vote here on Sundays. As always, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Let us know what you guys think, and put in the box below your comments, questions, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already become a subscriber. What the hell are you waiting for? Come on, join if you want to participate and help us make this show even better, because you guys make it all happen. You want to look me up, you can find me on Twitter at Chris Fagan 1980. And Amy, where can the good people find you if they want to give me a compliment?
I'm on Instagram at amy.n.newman. I'm on Twitter at amy__Newman. Be nice. I'm doing my best, y'all.
Yeah, it's that week. We're getting out of the week that was like real like very cloudy, and we're kind of emerging out of the cloudy.
I slept like not enough hours last week, and now I'm sleeping way too many hours this week. But I'm in a nap haze right now, so bear with me.
Oh yeah, it's winter time. It's so hot. So
it's so cold in LA.
It's so hot in Texas. It's weird. Like we should have our own TV show. It's cold where I am. It's
that exists. It's called the Weather Channel, Chris, and it's on all the time.
No, our show would be like Fire and Ice. Anyway, okay. Well, I don't know.
Let's wrap it. Just we got all the things.
That's the show, guys. You know, gather around later for next week's episode of We Got Your Vote.
If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or we got your mail.